Hey, welcome! Grab your headphones, sit back, and treat this like an audiobook, because by the end of this, I promise you're going to mutter something like, okay, wow, thank me later, even if it's just to yourself. Today, we're diving deep into Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, a man who literally rewrote the rules of mental toughness. If you think your life is tough, just wait until you hear his story. It's brutal, inspiring, and somehow makes your Monday mornings, traffic jams, and unfinished projects seem manageable. So, who is David Goggins? Imagine growing up in a house full of abuse, poverty, and constant obstacles. Imagine being bullied, struggling with racism, and dealing with health problems that make even basic tasks feel impossible. Most people would throw in the towel or never even step onto the field. David, he decided to embrace every bit of pain and turn it into a weapon. His life philosophy is simple, but extreme. Seek discomfort. Face challenges head on. Because every time you push past a mental or physical barrier, you expand what you're capable of handling in life. In other words, suffering is a tool, not a punishment. One of the first lessons Goggins teaches is the accountability mirror. This is literally looking yourself in the mirror every day and being brutally honest. No excuses. No sugarcoat. Most of us lie to ourselves constantly. I'll start working out tomorrow, or I deserve this junk food because I'm stressed. Goggins says, stop lying. Own your flaws. Face the truth. Write your goals on sticky notes, slap them on the mirror, and challenge yourself every morning. It sounds harsh, but that daily honesty rewires your brain. You stop feeling sorry for yourself, and you start taking radical responsibility for your life. Next up, mental toughness. Goggins introduces the 40% rule. This is the idea that when your mind tells you you're done, you're really only 40% done. That's right, 60% of your potential is still untapped. Think about the last time you quit a workout, a project, or even a long day at work. Imagine pushing past that mental wall. That's where growth happens. Pain, exhaustion, and discomfort aren't signs to stop. They re-signals that you re-alive and capable of more than you thought. And yes, the stories he shares are insane. Navy SEAL training, ultramarathons, Ironman competitions, and insane challenges like running hundreds of miles under extreme conditions. And he didn't do it for medals, fame, or social media likes. He did it to prove to himself that he was capable, to destroy the limits his mind had set, and to show that suffering can be a superpower. Picture life handing you lemons, and instead of lemonade, you build a lemon-powered rocket. That's Goggins level mentality. Goggins also teaches that suffering is freedom. Most people run from discomfort, but he seeks it out. Running longer, doing harder workouts, waking up early, confronting fears, all of it is training the mind to be unbreakable. And here's the key. It doesn't mean being reckless. It's about intentionally putting yourself in uncomfortable situations so you can expand your limits. Every time you survive and push through, you become a little harder, a little stronger, a little more capable. Discipline is a major theme in the book. David's life is basically a masterclass in self-discipline. Every day, he pushes past what feels possible because he knows the mind breaks before the body does. The body can endure incredible amounts if the mind allows it. And here's the magic. You can start small. You don't have to run ultra marathons or become a Navy SEAL tomorrow. Start with tiny challenges. Wake up early, do one more push-up than yesterday, finish that task you've been avoiding. These are mini Goggins moments that train your mental toughness. Now, let's talk about honesty and brutal self-reflection. David doesn't sugarcoat his failures or struggles. He openly talks about his past addictions, self-hate, and failures. And that's what makes him relatable. Growth isn't pretty. It's messy, uncomfortable, and sometimes downright painful. But if you commit to it, you become unstoppable. And that's the lesson. Anyone, literally anyone, can radically transform their life by embracing discomfort, working relentlessly, and refusing to be a victim of circumstance. One of the most powerful takeaways is understanding that your mind will lie to you constantly. You'll tell yourself, "I'm tired. I can't do this. It's too hard." Goggins teaches that you can overcome this inner voice by calling it out and pushing through anyway. He's not saying ignore pain completely. He's saying don't let fear, excuses, or self-pity decide your limits. Every time you defy that voice, you expand your capacity for endurance, resilience, and growth. And then there's his emphasis on visualization. David talks about mentally preparing for worst-case scenarios. Imagining the pain, the obstacles, the failure end, then deciding you will overcome them. It's like running through every possible nightmare in your head and saying, bring it on. That mental training creates unshakable confidence when the real challenge hits. Another lesson from Can't Hurt Me is about embracing failure. Most people avoid failure like the plague. Goggins teaches that failure is an opportunity and education in disguise. Every time he failed, he learned, adjusted, and came back stronger. The point isn't to avoid failure. It's to use it as fuel. Think about that. The next time you mess up a project or have a bad day, every setback is a chance to toughen your mind and grow stronger. David also emphasizes the importance of a calloused mind. Just like your hands get calloused from hard work, your mind can get hardened from discomfort, adversity, and pushing past limits. A calloused mind can endure criticism, hardship, and struggle without breaking. And that, my friend, is freedom. It's what makes you unstoppable in a world designed to wear you down. Here's a practical tip. Start your own challenge journal. Every day, write down one uncomfortable thing you'll do. Whether it's exercising, tackling a hard task, or confronting a fear. Track it. Celebrate completion. Build momentum. Before you know it, you'll have a mental toughness toolkit that most people only dream about. The final lesson is simple. Suffering is optional, but growth is mandatory. Life will throw pain at you whether you like it or not. You can choose to avoid it, complain about it, or use it. Goggins chose the Latard. That choice made him virtually unstoppable. And guess what? That choice is available to you too. Start small, embrace discomfort, face your fears, and push beyond what your mind tells you is possible. So here's your challenge. Pick one thing today that scares you, intimidates you, or makes you want to quit and do it anyway. Run a little farther, work a little harder, confront that fear, and when you finish, smile, because you just proved you're stronger than your excuses. David Goggins' life is a blueprint for extreme accountability, resilience, and mental toughness. Follow even a fraction of it, and you'll start seeing radical changes not tomorrow, but today. Pain is temporary. Growth is permanent. And if you stick with this, you might even whisper, okay, thank me later, like I promised at the start.